Welcome to Twin Peaks, week 2. Not a big episode of Advanced Footy, but we're going to discuss them
Yes.
over a fine cup of joe.
Yeah. Something in here.
Yes. And a slice of that magnificent cherry pie. Not the Warrant song, of course, but the goodness. So, lots of suspects came out in this episode. Mm-hmm. Who would be your... Seeing you don't really know who killed Laura Palmer, who would be your suspect of choice at this point?
Okay, so at this point, my suspect of choice is Leo, I think his name is.
Yeah.
The girl from the cafe's
husband. Who's an absolute psycho.
Yeah. Yeah, I think half of it is that looks like he's crazy.
Yeah. I think he puts the soap in the sock. Yeah. It's just full on.
Which was a really creepy scene.
Yeah.
But yeah, half of it is his character that has been kind of shown.
Yeah.
You only see him this episode.
Yeah.
Really see him. And yeah, that and also that bloody shirt that he kind of brings home.
Yeah. What's that all about and stuff like that?
Yeah, seeing as he was meant to be gone for a couple more weeks.
Yeah. It just shows up.
Yeah, just mysteriously shows up
the
day after the murder happens.
Yeah.
And he has that shirt in his...
And seems very upset that she's lost that shirt.
Yeah, because she kind of... obviously she knows...
Shelley,
obviously she knows something's wrong.
Yeah.
And it could be just a complete red herring, he might have cut himself.
Yeah.
And that's why it's bloody.
But he's cut himself pretty well.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of blood, so... That would be my number one suspect at the moment.
Yeah. I think for me, at this point, I was rooting for Bobby. Just because he's just such a jerk. You just hate him. Everything about him, you just go, ooh. And I guess they're really your only two big suspects at the moment. James is kind of thought of at first, but James is just so doe-eyed and kind of gentle and stuff like that. So yeah. Now also the other thing you kind of get from this episode is all this stuff that's going on in the town, all these different things besides Laura's murder, you know what I mean, and a lot of them kind of quite sinister. But what's kind of the one that intrigues you the most at the moment?
At the moment, probably all the stuff going on at the sawmill.
Yeah.
Just because it kind of... The series, episode 1, kind of started at the sawmill.
Yeah.
They're the first people you kind of see. So obviously in the opening credits there's a lot of cutting wood. Which was strange at first, but now I kind of understand why they put 30 seconds.
And it's kind of soothing.
Yeah.
Those opening credits are quite soothing.
So obviously the sawmill is going to be big in the context of the story. So yeah, just kind of what's going on there.
Yeah.
It seems like, there are 4 or 5 different people who kind of want a piece of that. So yeah, that would be the thing apart from the murder.
Yeah.
That's intriguing me the most at the moment.
Yeah. I think I'd agree with you. That kind of tends to be the really interesting thing, and I'm really knowing where some of the mysteries go. It's kind of kind of the goings on, but it's also so sordid too. Everyone's cheating with everyone. It's not Melrose Place kind of cheating, but it's it's pretty and yet none of them you feel bad about. I don't think, except for maybe the wife, the older woman that's sleeping with Audrey's dad. Yeah. That's... Pete seems like such a nice guy. Why would anyone kind of cheat on him? And Laura, love story. So, who did he love her, or did he secretly love Donna? What do you kind of make of it all so far?
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
Yeah.
Even just the reason they give for why.
Yeah.
He was spending so much time with both of them.
Yeah.
And he kind of fell in love with Donna that way.
And this 24 hours after, less than 24 hours.
I think at the moment it feels like he did love Laura.
Yeah.
Even if it was just a teenage boy.
Yeah.
Kind of, she's attractive, that means I must be in love with her kind of thing. But yeah, it's really interesting what's going on there.
And she seems to love him. Like Laura seems to love him. That's what's surprising me, because the more you find out about Laura is she can be a bit nasty, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, like that kind of thing.
And Donna seems to love him as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you wouldn't take a boy home to meet the parents
On the
on the second day after your best friend's been murdered. If you didn't like have serious feelings about someone. So.
And they're so sweet. Like the way he like holds the hand across the table, it's just like so kind of innocent and stuff like that. So there's a whole there's the kind of undercurrent of what's going on in Twin Peaks, but there's also this, you know, these other mysteries that kind of feed into the, you know, the Laura Palmer thing and stuff like that. So what would be like kind of your favourite like mystery and like what's your theory behind it?
Okay. Well, the one I wanted to learn more about most would be the creepy guy. I don't know how.
At the Palmer's house.
Yeah, I don't think you've even seen his name.
No,
or heard his name or anything. But yeah, because it was kind of like at the end of the pilot, Mrs. Palmer kind of had a nightmare.
Yeah.
And woke up, and then at the end of this episode,
when she's talking to Donna.
Yeah, it's kind of they're shot very similar.
Yeah.
But you know, she seems even more afraid. So
there's something very dark about the Palmer house. Like you just like this presence, don't you? Like it's just
Yeah. So it has the potential of just being like another nightmare.
Yeah.
But it could be very real as well, which is kind of creepy. It even just creeped me out, just the shot of the man.
Yeah.
Like the way it was shot and how he like.
Because he's like ducking down.
Yeah,
he's
like
not even like he's just in the room. He's like
crouching behind something.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be the mystery I'm most intrigued by at the moment.
Yeah.
And I have no idea what it's about. Like I said, you only see him for 3 seconds, kind of.
Yeah.
But having watched the show, are you enjoying? Like, do you see kind of hints at like how it unravels and kind of?
Yeah. Well, so
you can see
like I know who that person is and stuff like that. There's some things I can't remember. So like one of them I can't remember is the whole Dr. Jacoby or whatever it is. Like Laura's psychologist. I can't remember how he fits into it. Like I know. Like who that guy is that's in the house is a big reveal, but I can't remember how, like why he's got the second half of the heart and stuff like that. Like it'll come back to me. Oh, of course it's that. But like I really dig like the log lady as well. Like because there is like, and this I use it as well, but there is some pertinent piece of information that her log has, you know, or. She does, you know what I mean? Well, that's kind of cool. And that scene where, like, he just doesn't even know how to ask the log what the piece of information is that he knows. Yeah. So it's overall, did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I think it was a good follow up to a pretty solid pilot.
Yeah, and it slows things down a little bit too. Like, not that it's a quick moving show, but. I also just got the first season is only like 8 episodes. Yeah. It's only quite a short kind of first season. Well, until next week, thanks for joining us on Welcome to Twin Peaks with Steve and Putty, and I hope you're enjoying along. Remember to comment and like and speculate further, but don't ruin it for Putty. So until then, cheers.
Cheers.